Hey guys, so it's been getting colder. I've definitely noticed myself making some small changes to my plant care routine to help generally keep my plants happier through the winter. This is a little bit of a plant care routine slash winter maintenance things. Starting off with my neon pothos. Here, I just need to check it because this is something I potted, kind of chopped up, started fresh because of root rot. I guess the tip here is go into what I call a more mindful care stage of things where I continue my care as normal, pay like a little bit closer attention to each individual plant to watch for signs of any distress so that I can make the small adjustments that my plants maybe will need long term a little bit more easily instead of just trying to play catch up with plants that are on the downs, you know? I think we have roots. Oh, that one has a teeny bit. See it there? That little white dot? Yeah, it has a little bit of root growth. And it's been like 10 days. It looks like a lot of these outside ones are very well rooted because I'm having a difficult time pulling them out. I do think it's time to water. I'm gonna water. I think a pretty common question in terms of winter plant care is how often you should fertilize, all of that stuff. And I personally continue watering my plants with plant food, fertilizer, whatever. I really like using Liquider. I have used them for years now, but whatever you choose to use, like I recommend continuing use it unless the instructions say otherwise. If my plant is showing any distressing signs, then I know I maybe need to back off a little bit. You know, that's like the mindful care part of this. And add it to my filtered water jug. Oh, this is a workout. Whew. Yeah, now that I have some of this mixed, I'm gonna go around and water everything else and maybe top off some of these cuttings. So we have a little bit of root growth. See those little guys? Love to see it. I assume these ones are doing about as well. Yay! I'm just gonna go and mindfully care for this whole room. Is that a thrip? Better not be. This Macotes patola does not look thirsty, so I'm not going to water it. Trying to be mindful. This Florida Ghost is in a very chunky mix. I do water this one pretty frequently. It dries out really fast. I think this plant is so pretty. How it's growing. Wow. Oh my gosh, there's a dead leaf. New leaf. It's kind of cute. I devote a little time here and there to really check in on what's going on with these plants. Like this one here, becoming pretty aware of the fact that something needs to change. I think I need to get it potted into some soil. This is just in sphagnum moss right now, but it has a lot of browning yellow leaves after being so lush and full for a really long time. So I do think it's time to repot this one. Oh no, it's pretty sad all of a sudden down here. So this is part of my routine today. I'm gonna finish watering what I can with this jug and then we will now I guess I'm gonna repot this. I like my winter plant care routine a lot because it is something I do every day. And I miss a lot of that outside world during the cold months. I just don't spend as much time in nature as I would love to. You're here, you probably like plants, but I assume if you like plants, you also value time spent connecting with nature. So I definitely like to find ways to make me feel more connected with nature in whatever situation I can. So that is where are they? I'm really excited to have Holzkern sponsoring this video because Holzkern is a men's and women's accessories company where all of their products are partially made from natural materials. The grains of each piece are truly unique and have a little natural element to them. A few of the pieces Ryan and I use day to day are my sunglasses. I wear these every day. They are my go-tos. So mine have a little bit of wood here. And Ryan's watch, which is a really beautiful gold watch with a dark stone face. It looks really crisp, and I love that it has that natural element to it. Now is a great time to shop with Holzkern using my code Harli15 for 15% off Holzkern accessories. Also, November 14th through 20th, they're offering buy one, get one 50% off all of their products. It's a great time to get some holiday shopping done. I think you'll really like their products. Like I said, they're kind of like earthy, cool, and all of that information will be down in the description box, pinned to the top of the comments. Thank you so much, Holzkern, for sponsoring today's video. So let's get on with repotting this kind of sad Monstera Adonia. Oh gosh, this one. Welcome to my basement. First, I'm gonna remove all of these dead leaves, just anything that comes off pretty easy that I don't have to force off. Paying really close attention to if there's any like pest signs or any other issues that I need to address during the repot. So it doesn't look like there is though. I really just think it has something to do with the substrate it's potted in. Maybe it dried out a little bit too much, but I've been kind of wanting to repot this one anyway, so we're taking this as the advantage to do that. Oh gosh, actually it might just come out if I yank them all. Ooh. Oh, those roots look pretty good. Maybe it did just dry out too much. That's okay, I really have been wanting to repot this, and I'm gonna put it into this light blue planter that I really like. I think I'll like this combination a lot better than the mustard planter. I don't know, those leaves were yellowing. I'd been kind of eyeing the plant for a while. It seemed maybe it wasn't doing okay, but it always kind of clung on. I don't know, I'm just taking this as an opportunity to nip it in the bud before it turns into a bigger issue, while also putting it into a planter I think I'll like more for it. I do like breaking up the roots. I know there's kind of a thing about whether or not you should break them up, but it seems that the plants start to do a lot better if I tear them apart a little bit. Obviously, it's maybe a little bit situational plant by plant. Gosh, these are some impressive monsteras. Some impressive leaves. I really like this plant, so I'm excited to not have to worry about it so much now. I just also don't really like the mix that I had this in. So I thought I had it in sphagnum moss this whole time. I actually had it in the substrate that came with the plant when I bought it from the nursery. And you know how those always kind of are. So I just kind of wrapped it in sphagnum moss. I mean, it's been sitting there for kind of a long time, but I just think maybe it needs this change. And fill her in. Okay, got it all potted. And now I'm gonna go just put it in the sink and give it a really thorough watering. Which, thought of another little winter plant care thing I do. Take my plants like little by little and spraying them down in the shower. Honestly, my collection is just to the point I can't individually clean every leaf anymore. I just can't. This is kind of my minimal effort way to keep pests to a minimum by knocking them off with the water, hopefully, but also, more importantly, it'll get rid of the dust on your leaves. And where winter is colder and darker, plants don't have as much opportunity to photosynthesize. So we gotta get rid of that dust to give them the best opportunity to photosynthesize so that they can grow happily. Because I do think majority of the winter plant care issues that I see people asking, what went wrong, it seems that it's usually a lighting issue. And I think that if it's not a lighting issue, I think sometimes even if the lighting isn't great, you can fix a lot of the other problems by adjusting the light source. Was that too wordy? I feel like that might have been a wordy way to explain it. The point I was trying to make earlier is that during the winter time especially, I really like to put an importance on lighting and either supplementing my plants' lighting with some grow lights or, you know, moving them a little bit closer to natural light sources like windows. It really is important that our plants get enough light, and where the days are shorter, they often don't get enough light. So that's why I've kind of started using grow lights more. And I know grow lights kind of have a bad rap of being a super eyesore, but I honestly really enjoy mine. Anyway, what made me think of this is part of my daily routine is turning on grow lights. This one has some sort of like short somewhere or something. So what I think is really cool, well, let me turn this off so we don't start partying too hard. I have some replacement parts for this grow light, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix it. It moved a little bit. Oh geez, I'm not skinny enough for this. That's the worst part for sure. I have been really excited to get this fixed. I don't even know if I need anything. There's no instructions. How this ended up happening is Mother Official Grow Lights sent me these like a little over a year ago, and I've really liked them, but all of a sudden this one started flickering only when I turned it on, and then after like 5-10 minutes it stops. But I just never want to turn it on because it's such a, you know, first thing in the morning. I'm not prepared for that. So I made a little reel on Instagram about it as like a joke, and they emailed me to remind me that they offer free replacement parts as part of their 4-year warranty. And I know this is coming off like super advertising, but it's totally not. I just think that's really cool. 4-year warranty, free replacement parts. And it ended up being something that I've needed, but has not been a stressful experience whatsoever. So let's see, supposedly I should just have to change this part. Well, that was easy. Let's fire her up. That was so easy. I'm excited. Moment of truth. I'm nervous. Yay. This will be much easier than getting it out though. Okay, yay, that was a big one. I've kind of rearranged this so everything is getting a little bit better light. Like I pulled everything a little bit closer together so I could put the grow lights closer, because during the winter these plants just get like seriously 0 natural sunlight. So I'm relying heavily on these grow lights to be able to keep plants here. If I didn't have the grow lights here, I wouldn't be able to keep plants here. That's just how it is. They would die and die and die. And die. I think I'm gonna do a full video talking about grow lights soon. I do feel like I've learned a lot about grow lights lately. So look for ones that are full spectrum so that they have all of the colors of light and they look more like natural light. So it's not as shocking to the eye to see like varieties of purple and pink lights all over the place. Hey, if you like that, great. The pink light stressed me out. In terms of like good looking grow lights, the 3 that I have in my house that I think are pretty good looking are Hero Aquatics grow lights. These ones on our nightstands here. My Mother Official grow lights, which is the one that had the free replacement parts thing going on that I really like. The light looks great. And then here I have a Soltech Solutions grow light, which is also really pretty. It's like mounted on the wall on this little thing. I don't know, I like it. I also have a Highland system down in the basement in my computer room. Yeah, I think that they all are really nice looking options. If you're on the market, just throwing that out there. You can also use grow bulbs and regular lamps. I do have the GE ones in my bathroom, like light fixture. So Lots of options, lots of options. That's my point. Popping back up much later in the day in my grow tent because pretty much every single plant in here is thirsty. So I'm just going to mass water everything in here so I don't have to stress about it in the coming days. There are so many small little things that I do generally to take care of my plants, but at the end of the day, the most important thing I think is to stay consistent, and whatever consistent works like for you, you know? So earlier today, I texted my mom as I was thinking about filming this video, and I asked her what her best winter plant care trick is that keeps her plants really thriving, because my mom has so many seriously beautiful plants. So I asked her, what's your best winter plant care tip? And she said, I can't think of a plant care tip really, not a universally true one, maybe just be flexible. Which I agree, that is actually a very important thing to remember, I feel like, and it's something that I kind of struggle with, so maybe that's why I decided to tell you also, but I want things to go exactly according to plan, so sometimes when I notice a plant needs repotted, like earlier today, I'm like, oh, gotta like stick minute by minute what I did yesterday and the day before that and the day, okay. I'm getting too weird with it, but moral of that story is it is something I very much struggle with. I do really like that tip from my mom. Of course, there are the things like don't let your plant get too cold, keep them away from drafts, all those sorts of things. Yeah, true. I do also think that during the winter months, my plants dry out a little bit more frequently, actually, because we have to run our heater because it gets extremely cold where I live. Well, I think it's extremely cold. It's probably not that cold, but we definitely get like below freezing days during the winter time. So yeah, like obviously my plant's not gonna wanna sit on top of a heater because it'll dry out. And it's also not gonna wanna sit right next to a drafty, freezing cold window. I'll move plants like that away from those spots, and I feel very glad with my decision to put a grow tent down here because it is kind of an oasis where if I notice a plant isn't doing well upstairs in my home, I can move it down here to the grow tent where I know it's going to do okay. I do have a 10 by 10 grow tent, but there are smaller options. I think there's even like a 2x4 one where you could put just like a single shelf in and have a little plant oasis too, where you can just stick a plant that's kind of struggling to regrow and, you know, figure it out from there. So that is a reason I've enjoyed the grow tent, especially during the winter. So just something to note. I need a little refill. Think about it while I go. This is turning less into a winter. Well, this is part of my winter plant care routine, I guess. But it's turning more into a pitter patter around the grow tent and talk plant stuff with me. Another thought on the why I love my grow tent thought process is it feels so much less stressful to me when plants maybe are going through issues. If they're not like sitting, you know, on my nightstand or somewhere that I'm just constantly looking at them, because that kind of stresses me out. Even if I've like dealt with the situation, you know, sometimes it's just stressful to have it glaring at you constantly. So I love being able to retreat into my grow tent space and do plant stuff here. Kind of, I don't know, a little more relaxing to just keep some plants down here that I know will not perform well in my house. Do you have plants like that? Or, oh no, my Steiermarkii. This is it now. Oh no, I let it dry out too much. And I was doing so well with it. I just talked about how proud I am of that plant right now. Oh my gosh, hopefully it pulls through, bounces back quick. And I've been meaning to ask, how many of you guys have grow tents like this? I don't know, like designated plant rooms or grow tents, or, you know, what's your like planty situation? Or do you like them spread out in your house? I guess I'm kind of a mix of all of the above. I do definitely like having a grow tent, and I'm curious how you guys feel about your grow tents and plant spaces. Look at that. I think it's gonna be huge. I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna finish watering and then I'll show you a few plant things that I really like because I think you might really like them. Buckle in. Gotta finish watering first though. One more. You guys, I love hanging out in the grow tent after I've watered it. It smells so nice in here. Kind of a weird pot situation going on, but this is one I pulled out of my 6-foot terrarium. And yeah, it's a Begonia pavonina, which put out a new leaf recently and is also blooming. See if I can like shine this and show you how spectacular these leaves are. It might be hard though, because my grow tent is very bright. You see how fluorescent that is? Wow. Ooh, the new leaf is magical. That's unreal. Begonia pavonina. I will be potting this up soon, probably once the blooms dry up. Okay, had to show you that one. What else? Oh shoot. It's time for a moss pole plant update, and you guys, I only have 2 moss pole plants because I'm just not a big fan of their maintenance. So I got really excited about them, potted a couple of plants into them, and then realized I don't like them. But I decided not to give up. And here are what the 2 plants look like now. So here's a little clip of it from the day I potted it up into here. And here it is now. I think it looks really good. And this is even considering the fact that I'm having a hard time keeping this dampened. The leaves aren't like huge or anything, but it's growing in a very pleasant way where it like all faces one direction up the pole. I don't know. I really like the look of that a lot. Let me show you the other one, which is this. Oh, that was a Philodendron brantianum. This is a Monstera siltepecana. Okay, this one is actually not faring as well as the brantianum, but I still think it's pretty cute how it's growing up this pole. I mean, it has a fenestration right there. That's pretty cool. See, right there. I can maybe end up with some pretty big growth, like what you see on all the, what I call, well, I don't know what to call them. I call them the moss pole influencers, you know, the ones within the plant community that have those really massive, beautiful moss pole plants. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for, but I think we're in for quite the long journey because I don't know how people keep these watered. If you have any moss pole tricks that will help me keep these watered, I will grow some I'll grow some giant plants. I'll do it for you. And those are actually thirsty, so one more refill. Isn't that just the thing about plant keeping? It's always just one more jug, just one more jug. It's never just one more jug. Until it is. Oh, pretty excited about this. I think is a Sansevieria masoniana variegata. Correct me if that's not right. And look, it's putting out a little baby. That's very exciting. I think I might be turning into a Sansevieria gal because I suddenly have many Sansevieria doing many fun things like growing babies and all that fun stuff. Stuff that makes me excited as a plant keeper. Dang it, one more. Ah. Now I forgot what one it was. Oh, this one. Okay, that's really all of them. So, oh wow. Yay! Oh! I'm so excited. So this is a Monstera sport variegated. A while ago, I found a sport variegated Monstera at frickin' Lowe's for like 20 bucks and I chopped the crap out of it so I could get a whole lot of babies. Anyway, this is one of those babies. And this is the new leaf. Stop dripping. Oh my gosh, I was kind of worried because it seemed like they were reverting a little bit, but wow. Wow. I'm so excited. That made me so happy. Oh, cool. Now I want to look for more fun stuff. I think I'm on a Syngonium kick right now. I think that's everything I'm dying to show you today. I had fun doing all these plant chores and I hope you had fun watching or doing your plant chores with me. Let me give you permission really quick to get rid of plants if you need to. I know winter months can be struggle months for a lot of us. They definitely are for me. So this is my ultimate trick. If you're having a hard time keeping up or it feels stressful or like no fun at all, downsize your collection. I think I'm going to talk about it a little more in an upcoming video because I think it could be helpful to anyone feeling overwhelmed going into winter. So yes, don't let anybody make you feel bad about it because we're all just doing our best. We're all just doing our best. So second reminder, make sure you visit Holzkern and use the code Harli15 for 15% off your purchase. And if you go November 14th through 20th, all of the men's and women's accessories, watches, sunglasses, jewelry will be buy one, get one 50% off. So it's a great time to get some holiday shopping done. I think you'll really like their products. Like I said, they're kind of like earthy cool, which is honestly the vibe I strive for. Earthy cool. And all of that information will be down in the description box, pinned to the top of the comments. And thank you so much, Holzkern, for sponsoring today's video. And thank you so much to all of you watching for hanging out with me. That is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!